What's up guys, today's video is on the top 10 best Nikon cameras 2022. Through extensive research and testing I've put together a list of options that'll meet the needs of different types of buyers. So whether it's price, performance or its particular use, we've got you covered. For more information on the products, I've included links in the description box down below which are updated for the best prices. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get started. Tenth place. Nikon D7500. While the D500 appears to have a few benefits over the D7500 on paper, the fact that it inherits several essential features from its older sister and costs substantially less makes it a superior overall offer. The D7500 is designed for sports, action, and general outdoor shooters, and it features the same 20.9MP DX format sensor as the D500, as well as a 180K pixel metering sensor, 8 FPS burst shooting, 4K video, and a tough, weather-sealed casing. The focusing system isn't as complex as the 153-point systems used in other Nikon models, but it was still a remarkable performance in our assessment, and the photos were equally impressive. Some may want an additional card slot because the body only has one, although this is more of a luxury than an important function. Ninth place. Nikon D750. With its 51-point AF system and video recording resolution limited to Full HD, the D750 may appear antiquated in comparison to some of its younger rivals. However, it was always meant as a more smaller, lighter, and more cheap full-frame alternative to the D800 series, and if you're not concerned with 4K footage, there's a lot to appreciate. The sensor has a high dynamic range and noise reduction, and the AF system performs well against both static and moving subjects, even when lighting conditions deteriorate. The viewfinder is beautiful and big, and the 3.2 inches LCD screen tilts to allow you shoot from all angles. The body is smaller than comparable full-frame cameras, but this has no influence on handling. With a reasonable 6.5 FPS burst mode, 2 card slots, Wi-Fi, and great in-camera RAW processing, the D750 is a good pick as a primary body, but it's also a good backup to a camera like the D850 or Z7. Eighth place. Nikon D780. The Nikon D780 is a DSLR/mirrorless hybrid that combines the best of both worlds for first-time full-frame shooters. It looks like a typical DSLR but incorporates a lot of the technology found in its mirrorless Z6 cousin. The D780 is a hybrid that handles like an old-school DLSR. Its magnesium body is weighty in the hand, yet it has a large grip that makes it enjoyable to handle. DSLR users will recognize the optical viewfinder and top-plate LCD, but the tilting touch-sensitive display is more of a mirrorless staple. In any case, the D780 is not an anachronism. It uses the more powerful D850's metering and scene recognition technology, the Z6's 273-point on-chip phase detection autofocus system, and Nikon's XPET-6 image processor to handle the 24.5MP full-frame sensor. As a result, picture quality is actually outstanding, with well-balanced exposures, good dynamic range, and superb noise reduction at mid-high ISOs. The battery life is also excellent, and focusing is fast and dependable while using live view. It's an amazing combination with one obvious drawback: the price. Right now, it's a touch pricey, but that will change with time, making the D780 an even better investment. Seventh place. Nikon D3500. Nikon's entry-level DSLR combines a competent photographic core with a light body and a simple UI, all for a low price. While we don't anticipate many features at this price point, we do receive a few, including a 1,550-shot battery life that outperforms every other camera in its class. Compatibility with decades worth of f-mount lenses, as well as a 24.2MP sensor that ditches its anti-aliasing filter to better capture fine details, sweeten the offer even more, albeit the absence of built-in sensor cleaning is a letdown. The lack of a touchscreen may also irritate people accustomed to swiping at their phones and tablets, though with such a low-cost device, it's easy to appreciate Nikon's choice. If you want a beginner-friendly DSLR, this is still the best option. Sixth place. Nikon D850. The Nikon D850 is a sturdy, full-frame powerhouse that has proven to be a blockbuster with wedding, landscape, portrait, and wildlife photographers, among others. Its key features of a 45.7MP back-illuminated full-frame sensor, 7 FPS burst shooting, a 153-point AF system, and 4K video recording are supported by a solid secondary set of specifications, ranging from a 1,840-shot battery life and dual card slots, one of which is the speedy XQD type, to illuminated controls for those working in low light conditions. Clunky snap bridge features and slow live view autofocus rates mean it's not a perfect performer, and it's now somewhat eclipsed by the newer and flashier Z7 mirrorless camera. But for those looking for something a bit more conventional, the D850 remains a fantastic option. 5th place. Nikon Z6. Nikon Z6 debuted in 2018 as a strong contender to Sony's Alpha A7 III, offering a high-spec full-frame experience with refined handling, a high-resolution sensor, and top-tier performance. Its performance and features satisfy both professionals and fans. The 24.5MP full-frame sensor produces outstanding images, and the 273-point AF system and 12 FPS burst shooting make it a fantastic all-arounder for a wide range of topics. It has excellent handling, and the huge and brilliant electronic viewfinder is a delight to use. Although the Z6 II is now available, the original Z6 remains available as a cheaper alternative if you're willing to forego some of the features. So you don't get the second memory card slot or the somewhat enhanced focusing technology, but you do get almost the same build and design, as well as the same sensor and CPU combo. 5th place. Nikon Z6. Nikon Z6 debuted in 2018 as a strong contender to Sony's Alpha A7 III, offering a high-spec full-frame experience with refined handling, a high-resolution sensor, and top-tier performance. Its performance and features satisfy both professionals and fans. The 24.5MP full-frame sensor produces outstanding images, and the 273-point AF system and 12 FPS burst shooting make it a fantastic all-arounder for a wide range of topics. It has excellent handling, and the huge and brilliant electronic viewfinder is a delight to use. Although the Z6 II is now available, the original Z6 remains available as a cheaper alternative if you're willing to forego some of the features. So you don't get the second memory card slot or the somewhat enhanced focusing technology, but you do get almost the same build and design, as well as the same sensor and CPU combo. 3rd place. Nikon Z7 II. On the one hand, the Z7 II is a rather slight update to the original Z7, but when a camera is outstanding in the first place, a few adjustments are all that is required. The handling is amazing, and possibly the most significant issue of just having a single card slot has been solved with the addition of an SD slot here. Not only is this fantastic news for professionals who want to back up as they go, but it's also wonderful news for anyone who doesn't already have XQD cards and wants to wait to replace them. Otherwise, the Z7 II's physical design is similar to that of its predecessor, with the same sensor, viewfinder, and screen, and all excellent. Faster frame rates that can be held for a bit longer have enhanced burst shooting. 4K has been enhanced to 60 FPS, making it an excellent alternative for individuals who want to capture both video and stills. The sole shortcoming of the Z7 II is its AF speed for fast-moving subjects, where it falls short of rivals in the mirrorless market, but if you normally photograph more static subjects, this shouldn't be a deal-breaker. 2nd place. Nikon Z50. The mid-range mirrorless camera industry has never been more competitive. Is Nikon's maiden push into the APS-C market any less appealing as a result? Not at all. With outstanding handling, a small design, and a plethora of capabilities, the Z50 represents excellent value for Nikon lovers. It's not as tiny as some competitors, but a deep grip and a nice spread of buttons make it a pleasure to hold and use. However, a joystick would allow faster AF point selection when looking through the viewfinder, which you'll do a lot given how comfortable it is to use. The 20.9MP sensor works admirably when powered by an Expat 6 CPU, as seen in the Nikon Z6/Z7. In addition to supporting 4K video recording, it contributes to images with brilliant yet realistic colors and a high degree of overall detail. The AF's low light performance might be far worse, and while it's not a sports model, it does a good job with eye detection. Of course, there are trade-offs, like as the single SD card slot, which only supports slower UHSI cards, but the Z50 should be on the radar of anybody considering to upgrade from a Nikon DSLR. 1st place. Nikon Z6 II. Nikon's first full-frame mirrorless camera, the Z6, pleased us when it was released. After a few years on the market, it was time for an improvement in the shape of the Z6 II. Nikon has preserved the heart of the original Z6, including the same sensor and fundamental architecture, but has corrected some of the key flaws that hindered it from becoming exceptional. So you have a well-performing, time-tested 24.5MP BSI CMOS sensor, which is now accompanied by a second Expat 6 processor, which delivers some performance advantages such as quicker focusing and 60p 4K video. The overall design remains the same, but a second memory card port, SD, has been added, providing the peace of mind that a backup slot gives, as well as more compatibility and familiarity with individuals who already have SD cards to use and don't want to spend money on XQD cards just yet. If you can live without any of the enhancements described above, especially if you mostly shoot still subjects, you can still buy the original Z6, which is currently ranked 5th on our list. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I hope to see you all in the next video. See you later, guys.